Hola, thank you for being here. This session is about trust. My invitation is to connect with your own trust, with your faith. And it's not about to expect a divine intervention. It is more about to connect with some tools that allows you to trust yourself. We will try to connect with the inner strength, with inner wisdom, with creativity, optimism. That kind of tools are the tools that help you to trust yourself, to notice that you are beyond the circumstances and you can move through life with ease and grace. So let's enjoy the practice. Let's start today with a breathing exercise. So make sure you keep relaxed and the breath soft. If at any point you feel anxiety or discomfort, just go back to the normal breathing. So rest the hands on the knees. Try to keep the spine long. If you need to sit in a cushion, do so. Maybe you have a block, a cushion, or maybe a book. So just feel comfortable that you can keep the spine long. Press the hands on the knees, then close your eyes and start to connect with your own breath. So take a deep, full inhalation. Notice the little pause at the top of the inhalation. And a deep, full, long exhalation. And the pause at the bottom of the exhalation. Now inhale in 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause 1, 2, 3, 4. Now go back to the normal breathing. And then try to be aware if you feel any differences, if you notice any change. You don't have to notice this or that. It's not about right or wrong. It's more about to start to notice your own body and bring your mind to the present moment. I'm going to start with one Om. If you want, you can join to the chant, but if you want, you can also take a very long, deep exhalation. So let's bring the hands in front of the heart center. Rest the thumbs on the chest bone. Take a deep inhalation. When you are ready, gently release the hands on the knees, bow the head, and then open your eyes. So let's start to move. Let's start in all fours. So bring the hands below the wrists. Bring the hands below the shoulders. And bring the knees below the hips. So very gently start to move with a cat-cow. So with the inhalation, navel down, just forward, chin up. And then with the exhalation, cat, round your back, look towards the knees, your belly bottom up towards the sky. And once again, very slowly, with the inhalation, bring the navel down, your bum up, chest forward, chin up. And then exhale, round your back, look towards the knees, and press the front of the body away from the floor. And then let's go to neutral spine. And let's bring the right arm forward, left leg back. And press the heel away from the hips, your hand away from the shoulders. Take a deep inhalation, make a space. And then with the exhalation, slowly, slowly bring your elbow towards the knee below the chest. Then inhale, extend the arm, extend the leg. And let's release the right hand down, the left knee down. And let's bring the left knee towards the left. I'm going to change position. So left knee towards the left. Maybe stay here. Maybe extend the left foot. So extend the leg, keep the leg strong, pressing away from the floor. And maybe the right arm towards the right. Wherever it feels stable. And start to make choices from trust. Imagine you have a balloon below your torso. And then let's release that side. Take the option that it feels nice, that you can enjoy the pose. And then with the inhalation, extend the left arm forward, right leg back. And first, enjoy the extension. Inhale, reach forward, reach back with the heel. And then exhale, the knee to the elbow, below the chest. And then again, inhale, move slowly. Extend the arm, extend the leg. And let's release the left hand down. Right knee down, and let's bring the right knee towards the right. Then change position, right knee towards the right, and then maybe stay here, maybe extend the leg. The body away from the floor, and then extend your left arm towards the left, or maybe not. Imagine that balloon, bringing the chest slightly up. And then let's release that side, let's release the hands down. Bring the big toes together, knees as wide as the mat, and then for a moment let's make the way to child's pose. And if you want, move organically, so just very soft movement to the left, the right. Keep the spine long, hips heavy. And then again, let's make the way to all fours. But keep the hands slightly in front of the shoulders. Let's bring the knees, the heels away from the floor. And then with the exhalation, reach forward. Bring the elbows in, your torso towards the ground. And then inhale up. A little bit of strength. And then exhale. Your body halfway down and then up. If you need to rest, just bring all the body down. One last time. Exhale slowly, slowly. Bring your body halfway down. Let's bring it all the way down now. Extend the legs. Chest forward, up. Interlace your fingers behind the back. And with the inhalation, chest forward. Shoulders back. Your feet away from the floor, reaching back. Press the pubic bone towards the ground. Enjoy the opening in the front line of the body. Notice the strength in the back of the body, the muscles in the back of the body. And then with the exhalation, let's make the way to downward facing dog. So bring the hips as high as you can. And then bend one knee. Straighten the opposite leg, and when you're straightening the leg, try to bring the heel close to the ground. Just move organically and nicely. Allow the pelvis to come into the movement. And when you are ready, bring the knees down on the floor. So with the inhalation, bring the right leg back. Right knee to the nose and right foot between the hands. Keep the left knee down on the floor. With the inhalation, bring the arms up. So low lunge on the first side. Front knee aligned with the front heel. Hips close to the floor without collapsing. Still, the upper body is reaching up. Imagine you keep a space between the front thighs and the torso. And keep the shoulders soft. So find that place that you enjoy the pose. Tailbone towards the ground. Then grab the left wrist. Reach up with the inhalation, and then with the exhalation, bring the left arm towards the right. And then with the inhalation, second side, grab your right wrist, reach up, and then with the exhalation, your arms towards the left. The hips more or less even, but try to open the right side of the ribcage. And then with the exhalation, let's bring the hands down on the floor, and let's make the way to downward facing dog. Again, just bend your knee, straightening the opposite. If you want, keep the feet a little bit wider than your hips. This time bring the heels as high as you can, sitting bones as high as you can, and then with the exhalation, gently bring the heels towards the ground. You don't have to reach down, but try to notice that nice stretching in the back of your body. Bring the knees down. Let's extend the left leg back, left knee towards the nose, and left foot between the hands. So low lunge on the second side. With the inhalation, bring the arms up. Keep that feeling, your torso is reaching up. Legs are strong. Front knee aligned with the heel, and your shoulders soft. And try to notice little feelings, sensations, and try to connect with the intelligence of your body, but it's right, but it's not that right. And let's grab the right wrist. Inhale, reach up, and then with the exhalation, a side bend towards the left, right hand towards the left, hips more or less even. Inhale, bring the torso up. Grab now your left wrist, reach up, and with the exhalation, reach towards the right. Try to feel the nice space on the left side of the rib cage, and with the exhalation, release the hands down on the ground. And then again, let's make the way to all fours. Bring the heels up. So we need a little bit of a strength in yoga. It's not everything about flexibility. Strength comes first. So with the exhalation, reach forward, elbows in, your body halfway down, and then up. And then with the exhalation, once again, halfway down, slowly up, and then with the exhalation, all the way down. And then inhale, just forward, up. Interlace your fingers on the opposite way. Shoulders back, feet away from the floor, pubic bone towards the ground. So notice that opening in the upper chest, in the front of the legs, and notice the engagement in the muscles of the back of the body. And then release the hands down, and let's make the way to downward facing dog. And hips as high as you can. If you want, keep the feet a little bit wider than the hips. Slowly bring some movement on the knees, ankles, the hips. And then you can go to all fours and bring the right leg back, or you can stay in all downward facing dog and bring the right leg up. Make sure the hips are even, bring the right knee towards the nose and the right foot between the hands. So this time we go high lunge. Keep the back knee away from the floor, and with the inhalation, bring your body up, so torso up. Again, shoulders soft, tailbone towards the ground, legs strong. If you need to bring the back knee down on the floor, that is fine as well, that is your option. And this is when you make choices from trust. Trust your inner wisdom, the intelligence of your body. Keep the shoulders soft. Keep the chest bone reaching slightly up, but the lower ribs in. And then with the next exhalation, let's interlace the hands behind the back, shoulders back, chest bone forward, up, and then with the exhalation, bring the torso, parallel to the ground. Keep the torso reaching forward, the shoulders away from the floor. If you need to release the hands down, fine. If you need to release the back knee away and on the ground, fine as well. Again, find options that works for your own body. With the inhalation, high lunge. But this time, let's face towards the back of the mat. So move your left foot slightly towards the left. Take an inhalation, arms up. With the exhalation, bend your left knee. If you need to bring the back knee down to adjust yourself, fine. Or maybe stay there in low lunge. Or maybe bring the back knee away from the floor. Find a place where you connect with your inner strength of the legs as well, and you can soften the upper body. With the exhalation, interlace the hands behind the back, shoulders back, lower ribs slightly in. Take an inhalation, lengthen the spine, and then with the exhalation, your torso parallel to the ground. So maybe release the hands down on the floor, maybe the back knee down on the floor, but keep the shoulders back. Keep the torso long, keep the legs strong. And then with the exhalation, let's release the hands down. With the inhalation, bring your right leg up, and then slowly and with control, the best you can, bring your right knee in front of the right hip. Maybe the hands behind your right thigh. Maybe the arms up, maybe you extend the right leg forward. Whatever it feels good, the right version for you in Hasta Padangusthasana. I'm going to move a little bit back. Stay wherever you feel stable. Now hands on the hips. Bring the right hand on the right knee, move the right knee towards the right. Maybe stay here, maybe extend the leg. Whatever it feels stable, that you are not leaning towards the left. Then bend the knee and let's go to tree position, whatever version of tree that works for you. Maybe your toes down on the floor, maybe resting on the shin, or maybe you bring the foot above the knee, not on the knee, pressing towards the left inner thigh. Cross the hands in prayer position, on the chest bone, find a gazing point, and maybe have long legs. Just give yourself a little bit of self-challenge, but a playful one. Stay there, and when you are ready, bring the knee in front of the hip. Slowly send your right leg back, and then let's go to horse position, goddess position. So bring the toes towards the side of the mat, like 45 degrees. Take an inhalation, bring the arms up, bring the heels away from the floor, reach up, and then with the exhalation, bend the knees, bring the hips low, and rest the hands on the knees. And press the knees away from the hips. And then move left and right. Move the hips towards the left, towards the right. If you want, bring one heel away from the floor. Just move slowly in a nice way. And then now, maybe both heels away from the floor, maybe the arms up. Wherever it feels that you can explore your strength. And then hands on the knees, heels down. Bring the hips a little bit back, the torso parallel to the floor. Let's move the right shoulder towards the left knee. Left shoulder towards the right knee, and let's move towards one side and the other slowly. And enjoying the movement. And then when you are ready, let's stay towards the front of the mat, towards the right foot. Keep the hands down on the ground. And with the inhalation, bring your left foot away from the floor. Find a stability and slowly and with control, let's try to bring the left knee in front of the left hip in one movement, but maybe not, fine. And bring the hands behind the left leg. So stay there, maybe extend the left leg towards the front of the mat. Maybe bring the arms up. Maybe keep bending the knee. Wherever you find strength, steadiness, stillness on your mind. And then let's, hands on the hips. Let's bring the left hand on the left knee and let's move the left knee towards the left. Let's extend the left leg towards the left. Or maybe keep bending the knee. Just find a stability. And from there explore the pose. And then bend the knee. Let's go to tree position, the version of bakasana that you enjoy. So wherever you feel stable, oops, and then let's bring the hands in front of the heart center. Keep the crown of the head reaching up, the standing foot strongly rooting down. And maybe have long blinks. And maybe close your eyes, oops, not my day. And then when you are ready, again, let's bring the left knee in front of the hip. Bring your left leg back and release the feet. But this time, your feet parallel to the short edge of the mat. The toes slightly in, but just slightly, so you can press the outside of the feet down. Soften the knees, hands on the hips. Take an inhalation, lengthen the spine, and with the exhalation, send the hips back. So you are really hinging from the hips. Keep the torso parallel to the ground first. Keep reaching forward, and then with the next exhalation, try to bring the torso towards the ground, your sternum close to the floor. Press the hands on the opposite elbow, and then just allow the torso to be really long. Your legs are strong, maybe keep softening the knees, but the torso is long. And try to notice gravity. So the legs are moving away from the floor. The legs are strong. But because the legs are strong, then you can soften and open the upper body. Enjoy the feeling of softness in your upper body. Enjoy the feeling of the strength on your legs to support yourself. And then when you are ready, let's bring the hands down. And then let's move the hands towards the left leg. Bend the left knee, straighten the right leg. Inhale, let's move the hands towards the right foot. And let's move towards the left and right. Let's bring the hands to the knees. So move towards the left and the right knee. So just move slowly. Next time you're on the left knee, bring the hands on the floor. Slowly bring the hips down. If it feels right. If it doesn't feel right, then maybe stay a little bit higher. This is a very good option as well. If you can bring the hips close to the heel, great. Then bring the right knee pointing up, toes pointing towards the knee, and find a place that you are stable. Maybe bring the hands in front of the heart center. Maybe keep the hands softly on the ground. But find a place that you notice the balance, you notice your strength, but you find as well steadiness and stillness, and you enjoy the pose. And then let's release the hands down. With the inhalation, let's send the hips high, and let's bring the hands on the right knee, extend the left leg. This is the first option, very good option as well. Be kind with your knees. Maybe hands down on the floor and the hips towards the right hip. So your left toes pointing up, the knee pointing towards the sky, and maybe the hands on the floor or maybe on the heart center. So find your inner strength. and be playful. And then let's release the hands down. With the inhalation, bring the hips high. And then let's move again, left, right. And then let's bring the hand towards the front of the mat and let's make the way to downward facing dog. So just stay in downward facing dog, pressing really strongly the hips away from the floor, chest away from the floor. And then with the exhalation, let's bring the knees down. Let's bring the heels up. Let's go to this version of chaturanga. So with the exhalation, reach forward, elbows in. Let's bring the torso halfway down and then up. A little bit developing strength. Then exhale, chest forward, down towards the floor. Once again, up. And one last time, chest forward, elbows in, and bring all your body down. Release the feet on the ground. And keep the head on the ground, close to the floor, look down. And bring the shoulders as high as you can, and back. So really notice the neck long. And then with the inhalation, bring the chest forward, up, and then the head up. You can stay in baby cobra, but keep the shoulders back, neck long. Cobra with the legs on the floor, torso long, or upward facing dog, only the hands and the feet on the ground. Wherever you are, you want to lengthen the front of the body, keep the neck long, pressing the armpits away from the floor, and making sure you don't have any compression on the lower back. Make wise choices. And then with the exhalation, let's make the way to downward facing dog. Bend the knee, straighten the opposite. Move gently and nicely. Again, bring the heels as high as you can, sitting bones as high as you can. Keep the hands pressing away from the floor, and with the exhalation, heels towards the ground the best you can. Try to feel the stretch in the back of your body, the back of the legs. Keep the neck long. Try to feel the strength in the front of the body that allows that opening in the back of the body. And then look between the thumbs and let's walk towards the front of the mat. But then keep the feet as wide as the mat. Rest the hands on the opposite elbow and roll your torso left and right. And if you want to make the shape of 8 with your elbows, then exchange the direction, or just move organically in a nice way. Allow the torso to be long, legs strong, and then release the hands down. With the inhalation, slowly bring the torso up, bring the arms up, bring the heels away from the floor. And just play with it. Maybe stay here, maybe close your eyes and play with it. Keep a little bit of playfulness during the practice. And it's a practice, so you can enjoy it. And just play a little bit as well with your optimism and with your good, happy energy. That is another place that creates inner trust. And then release the heels down. Keep the arms reaching up. And then with the exhalation, hips back. So let's go to Utkatasana, but with the legs as wide as the mat. So keep sitting on the outer hips. Keep the torso, like pressing it slightly away from the floor. Your feet strongly pressing down and the arms reaching forward. And then with the exhalation, let's bring the hips close to the ground and bring the upper arms inside of the knees. Keep some resistance between the legs and the upper arms. And then with the exhalation, again bring the hips high, keep the torso long in Uttanasana. And then with the exhalation, again, hips towards the ground. Be kind with your knees, so this is too much, stay a little bit higher. And then this time, the best you can, let's try to sit on the ground without hands. Maybe bring the feet away from the floor, hands behind the knees, maybe extend the arms, Navasana. And then again, let's bring the feet on the ground. And maybe you can bring the hips away from the floor without hands. If you need, use the hands. Find a place that you don't put all the weight on the hands. And then let's bring the right hand outside of the left shin, chest towards the left, extend your right arm up, but really rotate the rib cage towards the left. And enjoy the opening, and then exhale, left hand outside of your right shin, open the chest and bring your right arm up. Rotate the rib cage, and try to keep the left shoulder away from the left hip. And then with the exhalation, hands down. Maybe the toes slightly out, and then Malasana again. Bring the hips down. Bring your hips on the ground. The best you can, maybe without hands. Maybe you need the hands, fine. And then again, knees towards the chest, heels away from the floor, torso long. So it is like the sternum is reaching up towards the sky. Stay here in this version of Navasana, maybe the hands behind the knees, point the toes, and maybe arms along the legs, but parallel to the ground. But again, just make sure that you feel strong, stable, steady. You breathe evenly, keep breathing all the time, and make sure you don't have any pain on the lower back. And then with the exhalation, let's bring the sole of the feet together and the knees towards the ground. So let's make a diamond shape with the legs. It depends how it feels. Maybe you can bring the heels closer towards the pelvis. Maybe keep it a little bit low, a little bit further. If the knees are really high, maybe sit on the cushion. And then bring the shoulders back. Keep the hands behind the back. And with the inhalation, chest up. So the spine is long, shoulders down. And with the exhalation, you bend forward. Make sure you hinge from the hips. Try to bring the navel close to the ground. Keep the shoulders down and keep your spine long. So rather than rounding too low, to reach low, just keep the spine long, even if that is a little bit higher. The last thing, you can rest the head, the neck. One thing I like a lot is resting the forehead, maybe in the block, maybe making the fist with the hand. Just taking a moment to softening. Wherever you are, just take a moment to soften and to notice your own thoughts. What is happening in your mind? Is your mind here, focusing to the practice, into the breath? Or is your mind planning the rest of the day, self-talking, analyzing? Just notice it and don't fight with your own mind, but try to bring the mind to your breath, to your body. And then with the inhalation, bring the torso up. Going to look again forward. So let's bring the knees a little bit higher and let's bring the right arm below the right knee. Keep moving the chest towards the left knee. And then with the inhalation, extend the left arm up. Keep that engagement on the inner thighs. So the legs are not just collapsing there. The legs are strong but not compressing too much. And not contracting too much the muscles, enough to support the bones and the ligament. And keep rotating the chest, the rib cage, and then with the inhalation, second side, so the left hand below the left knee. Rotate the chest towards the right, and then extend the right arm up as an extension of the rib cage. And then just enjoy the opening. And again, make sure you keep following your mind. The mind is not too busy. Try to anchor the mind into the feeling and sensations of your body. And then exhale, release the hands down. And now we are going to try bakasana. That requires a little bit of trust and strength. But if it's too hard and maybe you are not ready yet, we are going to get really slowly and gently into the practice, into the pose. You don't have to get any place. Most of all, be honest with your own body. Don't force it. We are not in a rush, so let's do it very gently, slowly. So bring the hands down, heels away from the floor, and then bring the hips high. So keep the feet a little bit wider than the hips. Bend the knees all you need, so you can bring the hands flat on the floor, and you can bring the knees towards the upper arms. So you really need to rest your shins on the upper arms. And then spread the fingers, and let's bring the heels away from the floor, and let's bring the chest a little bit forward, so the upper arms end up more or less parallel to the floor. And then let's go back. Keep looking down but forward, otherwise the head will bring the body down on the floor. And then inhale, move forward, but it's forward, no down. And then back. Keep spreading your fingers so you create a wide face. And then again forward, and maybe this time you can bring one foot away from the floor. You keep the engagement on the inner thighs. So back. Now the other foot, maybe, maybe not. And then back, and then now maybe both feet. But if you need to keep the feet down, right, whatever it feels right for you. And now is when you need to connect with your inner strength, inner wisdom, and trust. And then release the feet down. Let's sit down. And let's lie down. So just bring the knees towards the chest and just roll left and right. And notice your own breath. And if you notice that your heart and your breath, your heart is moving too fast and your breath is too shallow, just notice it, and then try to breathe as slow as you can. But try to keep the heart rhythm as normal as possible, the breath as even, as slow as possible. It is not always possible to keep it really slow, but if you keep the awareness, then you can return again and again to that place. So now let's bring again the sole of the feet together on the ground, knees towards the ground, but keep a gentle engagement. Like 5%, 10%. Don't collapse totally. Just keep a gentle engagement on the inner thighs to support the legs. Bring the arms up, but make sure the shoulder blades are resting on the floor. Press the hands on the opposite elbow. And then with the exhalation, release the arms on the ground. And press the elbows away from the shoulders, the tailbone towards the heels. And then just enjoy the lengthening of your spine, the space on the hips, softness on the shoulders. Keep the breath soft, as slow as you can. Then bring the same stillness of the body into your mind. Make sure that not because you are comfortable on your body, your mind starts to go all over the place. Focus the attention into the breath, into the body, and try to keep space on the mind to observe the breath, the body, the feelings, the sensations, and to connect with the here and now, with the present moment. And then let's bring the arms along the body. Press the hands down, press the sole of the feet together, shoulders down, and then with the inhalation, gently Bring the hips slightly away from the floor. You don't need to bring it too high. And then with the exhalation, bring the hips down. Bring the sole of the feet on the ground. Bring the knees up. Press strongly the sole of the feet down, and then with the inhalation, bring your hips as high as you can. Press the shoulders away from the ears. The shoulder blades are moving towards the center of your spine, and then interlace your hands below the back. Keep the neck long. Navel reaching up. Pubic bone slightly up towards the navel, and the knees towards the front of the mat. And then again, be aware about the strength in the back of your body and the opening in the front of the body. And then with the exhalation, release, hips down, keep the feet as wide as the mat, release one knee towards the other, extend the arms, keep the arms shoulder level, and now release the knees towards the left and look towards the right. So keep looking up if you prefer it. Take a normal inhalation and a very deep, full exhalation. So try to focus into the exhalation. The exhalation soften the body. And at this point of the practice, you really want to activate the relaxation mode in your nervous system. So the exhalations are connected with the relaxation mode. With the next inhalation, bring the knees up, to move the legs, to move the feet, and with the exhalation, release the knees towards the right, look towards the left. And again, normal inhalations, and deep, long, slow exhalations. Enjoy the softening of your body. Observe the breath. And hopefully you notice that your mind starts to be much more present, less busy. You start to create space, at least between the thoughts. And then with the inhalation, bring the legs up, hug your knees, roll left and right. Bring the arms inside of the knees, grab your ankles, or maybe the outside of your feet. Take a deep inhalation, and then with the exhalation, bring the sole of the feet parallel to the ground if it feels right. If not, just keep the heels close to the hips. And then roll left and right. And again, try to notice feeling and sensations. Try to notice your hips. Try to notice how your body naturally engages some muscles, relax others. Just try to observe your own body, your own mind, the breath. And by being curious with the body, the breath, and the mind, you start to be much more present and release the heavy weight of the past, the planning of the future. Just enjoy for a moment the sweet present moment and the lightness of releasing that weight of the past, the planning, the analyzing. When you're ready, just release the feet down. Let's make the way to Shavasana. So, bring the feet, bring the legs as wide as the mat. Extend the arms along the body. Release the shoulders. Release all the tension in your body. Soften the jaw, the muscles in your face. Then you stay in that nice Shavasana. Soften all the muscles of your body. And make sure you focus the attention into the breath. You notice your thoughts will come, allow them to go. Again and again, go back to your breath. Don't resist your own mind, but don't get engaged in any self-talk. And by focusing into your body, focusing into the breath, maybe you create a space on your mind. slowly, slowly. Let's move your toes, your fingers, your arms, your legs, and bring awareness to your own body. Then stretch the arms, give a nice stretch to your beautiful body. And then draw the knees to the chest, hug the knees, roll left and right. When you're ready, just roll towards one side, press the hands on the floor and bring all your body up to a sitting position. Cross the legs, press the hands on the knees, keep your eyes closed, and keep your breath soft. Bring the hands in front of the heart center, and then hopefully you notice a nice feeling of inner peace, harmony. From that place of peace, you can find and you can connect your inner strength, your wisdom, your optimism, your happy energy. And that place is that place where you can start to trust yourself, trust that you have the tools to move beyond the circumstances, that you can flow through life gracefully and with ease. Take that nice feeling as long as you can. You know now how to get there. And let's chant one last time to finish the session. So take a deep inhalation. Rub your hands one against the other. Bring the hands in front of your eyes. And then gently open your eyes. Release the hands. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Have a lovely rest of the day. Namaste.